December 25th. The world is silent. Families are gathered around the tree, lights are twinkling, and guards are down. For most people, it is a holy night of peace. But for the intelligence agencies of the world, it is the perfect time to strike. History shows that the bloodiest coups and the darkest operations often happen on holidays. Because when you are opening gifts, you are not watching the shadows. Welcome to the Shadow Dossier, special holiday edition. Today, we declassify the secret war on Christmas. This is not a story about Santa Claus. This is a story about psychological warfare, surveillance, and a dictator executed on live TV on Christmas Day. To understand this war, we must go back to Moscow, 1929. Joseph Stalin signs a decree that effectively cancels Christmas. The Soviet Union was an atheist state. They saw Christmas as a tool of Western capitalism. They didn't just ban the holiday, they declared war on it. The secret police, the NKVD, were given a new directive. They were ordered to hunt down anyone celebrating the birth of Christ. Imagine a city where Christmas trees are illegal contraband. If you were caught with a fir tree in your apartment, you could be arrested for religious propaganda. The NKVD established a network of window spies. On Christmas Eve, agents would walk the snowy streets of Moscow and Leningrad. They were not singing carols. They were looking through windows. They were looking for the glow of a candle or the silhouette of a tree. If they saw a light, they would knock on the door. Fathers were dragged away from their families on Christmas Eve, never to return. But the Soviets realized something that the CIA would later learn in MK Ultra. You cannot destroy a tradition by force alone. The people still celebrated in secret. So in 1935, the Kremlin changed tactics. They decided to launch a massive psychological operation, PsyOp. If they couldn't kill Christmas, they would hijack it. They reinvented the holiday. They moved all the traditions to New Year's Eve. They took St. Nicholas and stripped him of his religion. They turned him into dead Moroz, Grandfather Frost. He didn't wear the robes of a bishop. He wore a blue or red coat of a Russian winter spirit. And he didn't bring gifts from God. He brought gifts from the state. This was a masterclass in social engineering. Within one generation, children forgot the religious meaning and worshipped the secular party symbol. The New Year's tree became a symbol of loyalty to the Soviet Union. The star on top was no longer the Star of Bethlehem. It was the Red Star of the Kremlin. But the war on Christmas wasn't just internal. During the Cold War, the CIA used Christmas as a weapon too. In the 1950s, the CIA dropped millions of pamphlets over Eastern Europe during the holidays. They were disguised as Christmas cards, but inside, they contained anti-communist propaganda and frequencies for Radio Free Europe. They used the holiday nostalgia to sow dissent against the Soviet regimes. They weaponized sentimentality. They reminded the people behind the Iron Curtain of the freedoms they had lost. But the darkest Christmas story in intelligence history happened much later. It happened in 1989, in Romania. Romania was ruled by the brutal dictator Nicolae Ceaușescu. He was the Stalin of the Balkans. He starved his people while building a palace of gold. His secret police, the Securitate, were the most feared in Europe. They bugged every phone. They had microphones in almost every home. For decades, Ceausescu banned Christmas. He forced people to work on December 25th. It was a normal Tuesday. But in December 1989, the people snapped. A revolution exploded in the city of Timișoara and spread to Bucharest. The Securitate fired into the crowds. The streets ran red with blood. But the army turned against the dictator. On December 22nd, Ceausescu and his wife Elena tried to flee in a helicopter. They were captured by their own soldiers. For 3 days, they were held in a small room at a military base. Outside, the battle raged. Spies and snipers were everywhere. Then came Christmas Day, December 25th, 1989. While the rest of the world was eating Christmas dinner, a hasty military tribunal was set up. Ceausescu and his wife were put on trial in a small schoolroom. The trial lasted less than 2 hours. It was swift. It was brutal. The charges were genocide and subverting the economy. Ceausescu looked at his judges with contempt. He checked his watch. He couldn't believe it was happening. The verdict was death. The execution was scheduled immediately. It was Christmas Day. They were dragged outside into a freezing courtyard. Elena screamed at the soldiers, "I was like a mother to you!" One soldier replied, "What kind of mother kills her children?" They were pushed against a wall. 3 paratroopers with AK-47s stepped forward. They didn't wait for a blindfold. They didn't wait for an order. They opened fire. Hundreds of bullets tore into the dictator and his wife. The force threw them back against the wall. The cameraman was too slow. He missed the moment of death because he was changing the battery, but he filmed the aftermath, the smoke rising from the bodies. The footage was broadcast on Romanian television that night. It was the grimmest Christmas present a nation ever received. But for the Romanian people, it was the greatest gift of all. It was freedom. The death of Ceausescu proved that no amount of surveillance can stop history. You can ban the holiday, you can bug the trees, you can arrest the carolers, but you cannot kill the spirit of the people. The intelligence agencies try to control the calendar. They try to use dates as weapons. The CIA used Christmas to drop supplies to rebels. The KGB used New Year's to brainwash a generation. Even today, intelligence agencies are on high alert during the holidays. They know that while you are distracted by lights and music, the wolves are circling. Cyber attacks spike on Christmas Eve. Terrorist chatter increases. The shadow war does not take a holiday. So, this year, when you sit down for your holiday meal, when you raise a glass to peace on earth, remember the empty chairs in 1937 Moscow. Remember the window spies watching from the dark. And remember the wall in Romania on Christmas Day, 1989. The world of espionage never sleeps, not even for a silent night. This concludes our special holiday file. We have explored the cold, the dark, and the secrets of the past year. But the dossier is far from empty. The new year brings new secrets, new declassifications, new threats. If you want to know what they are hiding in 2025, you know where to look. Stay vigilant, trust no one, and have a Merry Christmas.